Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Gaza under siege as Israel unleashes airstrikes after a weekend attack by Hamas leaves 900 people dead, including 11 Americans.
Take a look at live pictures from Gaza, where we have seen shelling for most of the day and into tonight. The clock just hit midnight local time.
And that tops our news at 5. Thanks for joining us. I'm Damon Fernandez in for Devin Skillian tonight.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Karen Drew in for Kimberly Gill, and we want to get you caught up on the very latest developments. Late this afternoon, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the counterstrike was only just beginning after this weekend's terrorist attack. Meantime, representatives of Hamas have said they will execute hostages if attacks don't stop.
And Israel's defense minister has ordered a complete siege on Gaza, cutting off electricity, food, fuel, and water. Let's get out to Will Jones. And Will, you've spoken to a couple of experts on the region.
Damon and Karen, we wanted to talk to people who have studied the region to provide context on what's unfolding now, what led up to this, and how could this end. There is a lot of concern that this could grow into a larger conflict. Wayne State University professors Howard Lupovich and Saeed Khan offering their perspectives on the Israel-Hamas conflict.
The only thing that we know with any level of certainty is that bloodshed is going to unfortunately increase and intensify over the next several days.
This all coming after Hamas carried out a surprise attack by air, sea, and land Saturday, leaving hundreds of people dead. Israel responding with strikes, killing hundreds.
Israel has dealt with Hamas before for a very long time. What's unique here is that Israel was caught off guard in certain ways, and there's going to be a lot of discussion as to why that happened.
Tensions between the Israelis and the Palestinians have existed for decades, even before Israel's founding in 1948. Both men are watching closely the U.S. government's response to what's unfolding now in the region.
It seems as though the United States right now is most interested in containing this conflict, keeping it as isolated as possible, as well as, of course, looking for the neutralization of Hamas, but making sure that it does not then spill over into something that is bigger.
So far, the American government, I think very rightly, has really expressed its solidarity with the state of Israel. Israel is a very close ally to the United States. We share many values in common, and the hope is that they'll continue to do that.
There are a lot of people here in Metro Detroit with ties to that region. Of course, many of those people are worried about their loved ones there. Damon.
So, Will, how long do these experts think this will all continue?
Days, weeks, months, no one knows for sure. And as I mentioned, there is big concern that this could really spiral into a very large conflict. Damon.
All right, Will, thank you.
All right, so now to the big developments on day 25 of the UAW strike on the Detroit 3 automakers. Now, we are hearing about new layoffs as the ripple effects from this Target strike continues to grow. For the very latest, let's get to Rod Maloney. He's live tonight, and I understand that you just got word of fresh layoffs right before we went on the air.
That's right, Karen. General Motors laying off 70 at the Lansing Regional Stamping Plant, and also another 142 at the GM Toledo Propulsion Plant. These are ripple effect. In other words, they're laying people off because they have issues with not needing parts for them on a striking plant like Grand River Lansing and also in Toledo. And Ford is also laying off some workers in Livonia. We'll get the specifics on that here in a second. But the thing that we want to talk about right now is the whole issue of General Motors saying yes to allowing the joint venture plants, the EV battery plants, to be under this national agreement. That was not originally the intent, but the UAW has been pushing hard for it because they want job security, and now it's putting enormous pressure on these talks. As the auto industry moves to electric vehicles, those promoting the shift talk about the jobs created. They ignore the fact that internal combustion jobs then go away. Sean Fain knows his union's future lies with having commitments to his membership in those EV plants. Out here on the picket line at the Mopar Part Shipping Depot in Centerline, UAW Local 1248 member Angelina Ontivero says it's important to her, too.
We are really hoping that they're able to secure the batteries. We really are. I mean, because that saves jobs.
Here at the Parts Depot, they ship parts, windshields, wheel hubs, brakes, all around the country. And yet EVs require fewer parts, and that matters out here.
It might not affect my job per se here in parts, but there's a trickle-down effect. If they don't retain the batteries, there tends to be layoffs. And layoffs are corporate-wide. It's not just plant.
So now that GM apparently agreed to EV plants falling under the national agreement, it puts enormous pressure on Ford and Stellantis to do the same. Dr. Marek Masters of the Wayne State University Illich School of Business tells Local 4 the question becomes, what are the details behind how the EV union representation rolls out?
It's unclear now whether the master agreement that they're under will pay the same wages that they pay the production workers at their assembly plants under the companies.
That happens out here at the Parts Depot plants because they don't make as much as line workers make either. So it's going to be a while before we get that background. In terms of the 71 jobs in Livonia at the transmission plant, they make the transmissions for the Explorers at the Struck plant in Chicago. They're not needed. They go on layoff, and so now they're going to end up with the $500 a week strike pay as well. Reporting live in Centerline, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right. Thank you, Rod. Well, tonight, a Downriver family is really desperate for any kind of answer to what happened after a 77-year-old man suffering from dementia was hit and killed by a driver who just never stopped.
Yeah, it happened Thursday night on Sibley Road, just west of Beach Daily. He was rushed to the hospital, but later died from his injuries. Sean Lay is live on this story tonight. And Sean, the family says the driver just needs to do the right thing.
They do. I met with the family of Frank Lance. They absolutely loved him. Of course, just a beloved father and grandfather. It was Thursday night, just after 9:30. He walked out of his home and walked about 100 feet, hit by a pickup truck, and he was killed. And his family tonight has this message for that driver. Here we are. What are you guys going through right now with the loss of your father?
Hell.
Yeah?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Well, I just, I can't believe somebody could hit somebody and just leave them. That's the most devastating. We believe in accidents, and it could have been, but it's not an accident if you didn't stop.
Rita Misalik is talking about her beloved father, Frank Lance, loving, a hard worker, and at 77, dealing with dementia. Just after 9:30 last Thursday night, Lance walked out of his home on Sibley in Brownstown Township. Rita was trying to pull him back inside. He twisted away and walked about 100 feet and was hit by a driver in a pickup truck. Lance died of massive injuries. The driver did not stop. The family says that driver needs to do the right thing.
And if he just would come forward, would give us a little closure.
Hopefully that driver's getting your message right now.
Right, that's what I'm hoping to God.
Brownstown police putting out the be on the lookout for a 2004 Chevy Silverado 1500 or Tahoe Suburban style SUV. How do police know the make and model? Lance was hit by a side mirror so hard it fell off and was left along with Lance. Son Frank Lance III was at the hospital after his dad was hit.
We had to make the decision to pull him off life support. That's the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. 3 hours just listening to my dad just trying to take his last breaths. It's just, that's why I want somebody just to own up to what they did.
His family clearly heartbroken. Brownstown Township Police calling this officially a hit and run. Again, they have key pieces of evidence, not just one. They're asking anyone that can help them to give them a call. Brownstown Township Police, guys.
Yeah, it's such a tragedy. Thanks, Sean.
Well, the game was never really in doubt. The Lions take home a blowout win over the Carolina Panthers. Now, the team is setting its sights on a big matchup on the road in Tampa. Detroit Lions are now 4-1 and on top of the division.
Yeah,
Sounds pretty
Hobie's
cool.
in for Bernie tonight. Hobie, the team, even despite a win, is dealing with some injuries over there, though.
Yeah, but you know what? They're still finding a way to win despite some of their best players not playing yesterday. Well, the Lions are off to their best start in more than a decade, playing their best football of the season on Sunday. They've won big over the last 3 weeks, but nothing quite as dominant as what they did against Carolina on Sunday. The offense scored early and often, 6 touchdowns in all, and the defense forced a season-high 3 turnovers as the Lions begin the year winning 4 of their first 5 games, their best record to start a season since going 5-0 in 2011. The Lions are the top team in the division, but nothing has been decided yet this season, trying to keep that humble perspective heading into Week 6, proving their toughness game in and game out.
We're looking for guys that endear themselves to their teammates. That's like kind of that's part of my core belief, ours, man. I want guys in here that people want to fight for and you'd do anything for, because that guy lays it on the line every freaking practice, every game, and I feel like that's the kind of guys we have here.
But DeMont, to your point, injuries. Emmanuel Mosley, one of their cornerbacks, tore his right ACL yesterday in the game, and it was his first game back since tearing his other ACL last season. Tough break for him, but the Lions still trying to find a way, trying to get it done in Tampa Bay this weekend.
And they will.
And we'll find out.
All right. Now to the weather as we take a look down to Detroit River and the George Howe Bridge. We've had the Gordie Howe Bridge. We've had a chilly but dry day today, but it isn't going to stay that way for long. We've got some rain in the forecast as we make our way through the week.
Let's get over to Kim Adams. Take a look at what we can expect. You know, rain's okay, cooler temperatures okay, but when they come together, it's like too much.
I know. Today we've got temperatures right in the low 50s in most spots with wind chills in the 40s, but you do factor in some sunshine, and 54 doesn't feel too bad. Now, tomorrow we'll be at 54 degrees, but if we have a sprinkle or two here and there and more clouds, it's definitely going to feel cooler. Visible satellite right now, we have had some clouds advance in. However, we're still getting some filtered sunshine, and it's a really nice evening here in Metro Detroit, but there is rain just up to our north from Traverse City over to Alpena. The northern suburbs, especially up into the Thumb, could see a brief shower overnight tonight, and north of M59 has the best chance for a shower tomorrow. 54 degrees will be the high tomorrow, but we start out the day with wind chills in the 30s and then a tiny warm up, and I mean just a tiny one midweek. We'll talk about that coming up.